one likes me. I'm unpopular. Hi. I'm on.
Make the
Adobo?
adobo after.
Cool. That sounds good. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm here. 14 people are here. No one's here. I'm unpopular. Life's a popularity contest, and I lose. Ask me a question today. I'm just kidding on all that stuff. Guys, don't worry. I'm not going all sad on you or anything like that. But my name's Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. And I found out that there's a subscriber in this chat who has a black cat that looks just like mine, and it was pretty awesome. And the cat is imported. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that. You got to quarantine animals when they come here. You got to quarantine people. You should have to quarantine animals, shouldn't you? I mean, my goodness. Anyways, it's generalized Las Vegas chat, but just let me tell you something right now. I am going through complete and total utter detox. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to screw up your life. Whoa, Vegas Mooch, thank you so much. I'm going to tell you how to go through detox when you're 39 years old and how you screw up your life. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't, everybody's going to watch this and think, that guy's a drug addict. And then they're not going to watch the beginning of the video. See, I could say detox and then I could do it every 5 minutes, but people will still accuse me of things because that's what people do. But no, so here's how you screw things up, okay? So when you're a kid, every time you want to grab the Coca-Cola or the Diet Coke, as it was in my house, Mom says, no, it's not good for you. Caffeine will stunt your growth. So when you become an adult, what do? You do lots of caffeine. By the time you become an adult, you move to the United States, and they have Red Bull lets you get your beaks. You get Red Bull, Monster energy drinks, rock stars, coffee tablets, coffee supplements. Herbert, thank you so much. The only thing more unpopular is a super chat. Herbert, thank you so much. So guys, you know, a lot of people in this chat are gonna say, that's stupid. You can't get addicted to caffeine. Well, I could tell you that you certainly can, and there should be warning labels on things for caffeine. They should age restrict those maybe for people. I don't even know. I was doing so much caffeine. I was functioning. You guys saw me with the giant things there. And I was agitated, over anxious. And I just decided after a conversation with the wife that I would stop, go off of it. And, boy, it's been 2 days and I have a severe headache and I can't even function, and work was bad and it was bad and everything's good because you're here with me. So I'm going to let you lead the conversation. You ask me lots of questions, and if I can get into this, yeah, I mean, look, if you ever try to drop caffeine, let's say you have 2 or 3 cups of coffee. I was having the equivalent of 10 or 11 a day. It gets to be to the point where it's really simple. What's up, honey? Thank you, love. Sanitary dispensers. My wife just gave me a topic. They're doing this at McCarran Airport. Sanitary dispensers at McCarran Airport. We'll talk about that in a second too. But anyways, it get to a point where you are in such a vicious cycle that your body doesn't function right anymore, and that's where I'm at. So I'm fixing it up so I can be even better than I am. If I'm good, I'm good. If I miss coffee in the morning, I have a headache the whole day. Reno, try missing it the second day. You will sleep 12 hours in a row, and you'll be depressed. Yeah, I don't need the caffeine, John says. Well, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure I'm like how I am on camera when I don't have caffeine. So when I have it, what am I like without it? Oh, it'd be good. You can absolutely get addicted to caffeine. I got hooked on the pills. I know that headache well. Yeah, it exists in the back of your eyes and between your temples. The trick is, this is called DL-phenylalanine. This is naturally occurring in your brain. And it's a cycle, and I'm not going to go into the boringness. This is just a supplement. You can buy at Vitacost. And this will get you through it a little bit easier so you can at least function. I couldn't think at my job today. It was very hard. My mom used to drink so much coffee, she would actually have a cup right before bed. Man, yes. Caffeine doesn't actually affect me. So what happens, hidden jackpots? You're lucky, you're one of the fortunate ones. You can get genetic tests, but I'm not going to go that far. I don't feel like spending money on that stuff. There's 553 friends in here. I see 269, but fair enough, my friend. That might be a copy-paste from the other day. I was hooked on phonics. I was hooked on monkey phonics. And if anybody gets the reference of hooked on monkey phonics, shout it out below. Look at this. I'm on camera, and I'm just a ball of energy, whereas I was crawled up trying to eat cereal, going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh, nobody wants to hear the thoughts on herd immunity, except for Scott. I don't know, Scott. I think that herd immunity is the only way that, as a culture and a world and a people, we ever get over diseases. That's what it is. Stephen, off topic. Can you tell me about pink succulents? Not sure where you buy them. I don't know what kind of pink succulents. We have Santa Rita plants. Santa Rita, Margarita. I think that's what they're called. They get pink when the sun hits them. And they're in my front yard. But there's different types. There's like an orange one. It's a succulent called something of fire. Man, my wife should just start a succulent podcast or whatever this is called. Let's talk about Vegas. Ask me Vegas stuff. So here's what's going on. The governor appeared today, and he didn't say much. Have I been to a restaurant this week? I was, Rob. I talked about it the other day when I said that it was a shocking experience. Debbie says Stephen is great wealth of wisdom. Well, thank you, Debbie. That is cool. I appreciate it. Try my best. Aria or Bellagio. So we'll talk about, okay, you guys can hold, you can type your comments in there. I'm going to say some stuff right now about what's going on in Las Vegas. Anyways, there's a black cat coming into the room. Blackjack. Come here, Black. Oh, I have a headache. Don't make me lift you too much. Blackjack is in the house. So what's happening is the governor of Nevada, Mr. Steve Sisolak, the right honorable. I would say I disagree with those sentiments. He had a live stream today, and now nobody can see it, or I think you can see it. It might be on the news channels. He didn't say much. He said we're in phase 1. Didn't say anything's going to open at anything else other times. And yeah, he didn't really do much because we don't know when we're opening phase 2, and the casinos are still closed. So whereas I have all these folks in the live streams around the comments saying, I booked a reservation and MGM told me they're open June 1st, I'm thinking, would they basically open their hotels and their restaurants without being able to open their casino? Because that's something that's not been agreed to by anybody yet. So that might not happen. So, yeah, how encouraging. Steve Sisolak, the jack of all trades, the master of none. He basically mask shamed us. He basically mask shamed everybody. He said, if you're not wearing a mask, shame on you. I wear a mask for your protection, and you wear a mask for my protection. Okay, Steve, fair enough. My wife sells face masks. I love your advertisement. It's really good. Thanks, Steve. But at the same time, why don't you give us some guidance? Why don't you give us some clairvoyance? Why don't you give us some idea of when people can get back to work? That's one thing. The other thing is, did anybody see that McCarran is selling face masks? They're selling face masks at the airport. So there's a scene in Goodfellas. I can't say the curse words too much, but it's where Ray Liotta's character is talking about another character in the mafia, and he said you'd go to him for money, and then you'd get your money, you'd pay him back, and he didn't care if he couldn't pay you back. Oh, what? Your house started on fire? F you, pay me. Oh, what? Lightning hit your business? F you, pay me. That's what McCarran's doing. Isn't that pathetic? Isn't that pathetic? Yellow Productions can't know that, Scott. I would appreciate that he is making a guess, but nobody can know when the casinos are open. The reason we can't know when the casinos are open right now is because the way the governor has explicitly stated more than once, okay, phase 1 happens. It's like, it happens, life happens, whatever. Phase 1 happens. Phase 2 happens when phase 1 is done. We don't know if the casino's open in phase 2 yet because he hasn't said that. And Albert said something, and we're going to get to that in a second, Albert. I'm going to talk about some Elon Musk stuff, which will make people really mad in a minute. So phase 1 has to be finished. Does phase 1 take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or 6 weeks? So how is any blogger or any source or any casino executive or any person answering the phones for a call center able to know when the governor is going to give the okay for the state to open the casinos? The answer is nobody knows. And he doesn't know, and I don't know, and we'd all like to think that they're going to open, and I made some predictions, and I knew that the casinos, based on my sources, were rip-raring ready to go on April 17th. But then, the extension of the lockdown and the stay-at-home quarantine. And a quarantine is for sick people. We're not sick. I'm not sick. The person living next to me isn't sick. As it was a stay-at-home initiative to flatten the curve. The curve is flatter than it's ever been. Has to get a little bit more flatter, so nobody knows. Tahiti Hotel opened their massive pool. That would be good. Yeah, Tahiti's been open the entire time because it's a timeshare. Now, somebody in the comments up here said that the amount of cases in the United States is embarrassing. Okay, it's embarrassing. Do you think it's embarrassing? You tell me in the comments below if you think the United States of America is an advent failure and embarrassment when it comes to the whole C-19. I would like to know your comments on that. And I'll tell you a reason why it's not. Okay, it's not an embarrassment. If you take a look at developed countries, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, I almost said England, that's the same thing. You look at Italy, you look at Spain, you look at Germany, you look at Norway, you see a trend. Most of those countries, when you factor in the actual rates of people succumbing to it, have a higher rate. We have a lower rate. Additionally, we've tested more people in the United States of America than any other country on the face of the earth. Our current administration made a couple of really stupid mistakes. They said things like, we'll have 1 million of these test kits out by the end of the month. That never happened when it was the first month. But eventually they got with private industry, and private industry tested so many people that we have now beaten to death South Korea when it comes to testing. And they were like the harbinger of testing. Everybody's got to be like South Korea. We've done more testing. So I don't know what Howard Stern today said, Goiter. Steven, whatever happened to Tony Heish of Zappos buildup of the Las Vegas downtown district? That's a good question. The downtown is, you know, it's always in trend. It's always in flux. A lot of those smaller businesses, they come and they go. You know, gentrification is what I think some people would accuse it of, but that's a negative term, saying that, you know, basically increase the values so you have to move the poor people out. Downtown has made a lot of great strides when it comes to different things. Part of the Zappos initiative, you know, was, pardon me, to bring higher technology companies into downtown. So, you know, Old City Hall became the Zappos, and we have a lot more technology moving here. I think the bigger success of the downtown bringing technology to Vegas was downtown bring technology to Vegas. Now you have Google data centers opening up in Henderson. You have different data centers up in the south, more like the central part of the valley with Switch Communications. You have a lot of Amazon services here now, which is a good thing. Even Tesla was threatening to move here, so it would be pretty funny if he ended up doing, although it doesn't look like he's going to. But right now, Container Park is open downtown on, I think, this weekend, which is pretty good. And downtown is, it can only get so good. Eventually, you're going to run into what you can do down there. And it is a beautiful place. But, you know, the ultimate thing in downtown is that they are building a giant, huge building down there. The downtown Cirque, whatever it's called. And that's supposed to be on track for opening them up. Steven, did you hear the news out of San Diego? Sorrento Therapeutics has a treatment that will block C-19 100% and eliminate the virus within 4 days. That sounds crazy. Brianna promoted me on my stream. Thank you, Brianna. And I have not emailed you back. I sent you a Patreon message back, my friend. But then I got to work today, and as I was talking about, I just couldn't even function properly. So I was like, I'm going to have to email later, and then I got to make like ads for face masks and websites for face masks and stuff. Paul, no super chats. Everybody hates me tonight, but that's okay. And I'm still here for them because that's not why I do the live streams. Permanent ban on Chinese. No, we're not going to do that, Nexus, because you know what? It's not just China that has it. So by that logic, we'd have to ban every single person coming through here, wouldn't we? Of course, there's going to be more positive cases. Almost everybody's probably have this already. That's why the test is pointless unless you have all the symptoms. This is a very good point. This is a very good point. Brianna is the best, the greatest, and the very coolest. I agree. We will all have an opinion on everything going on, but let's be respectful. You are all great supporters, and you all great supporters, and I love y'all. Now, if there is some kind of a deal, I was reading about a study that came out of the United States where they put a type of vaccine into a monkey, and it stopped the monkeys from developing horrible pneumonia, which is the main thing that takes people away when they get the C-19. Any chance they close the strip to vehicles like downtown? That's something, Eric, that local people have been, some local like city council people have been talking about for a while. I don't think it's going to happen. It's logistically very difficult to do right now. Arshdeep Singh says, why don't you ever talk about the Cosmopolitan? I will shoot it right back to you and say, have you ever seen my 20-minute long video where I talk all about the Cosmopolitan? I did a very good job on that video. What do you want me to say about the Cosmo? A lot of people don't ask about it. Jason M, do you think Vegas is a good place to raise a family? Thank you 450 times to Jason M. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with your type of lifestyle, okay? If you can have a homeschooled child, or you can get a charter school or a private school, I would say yes. There is a lot of nature out here. You can take a drive 45 minutes away to Mount Charleston and play in the snow in the wintertime and in the 80-degree weather in the summertime and go hiking in the mountains. Red Rock, Valley of Fire. You can go down to Overton on the north part of Lake Mead. You can go down to Hoover Dam on the south part. You can drive to California and Disney parks within a few hours. I think it's a great place if you can afford to be here and put your kids into some kind of different education. I am balanced. I'm not some cheerleader for Vegas. We have a terrible education system. It's broken and nobody seems to be able to fix it. Instead of fixing it, we build football stadiums with money and municipal bonds. And yeah, it'll bring a lot of people to Vegas, but we have large classroom sizes and big problems with our education system. That's the one reason I probably wouldn't bring my kids to Vegas. Let's see, they should have shut down Las Vegas Boulevard and make it a walkway and more monorail to the middle. That's why they should have put it in the first place. Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, though, is the Strip is iconic. It's a scenic drive. It's on, you know, a bunch of historic different things. I mean, the Strip is iconic. Americana, cars, and the Strip. You drive the Strip. I don't know. There's just something about it. Je ne sais quoi, as the French say. I don't know what to tell you. Steve Kobe can... Yes, Nexus, I would actually happen to agree with you there. I was sick. A lot of people I know that usually weren't sick were sick. Now it's coming out in the news that people that went to the Consumer Electronics Show got sick. You know, that's what it was. Now, the question was, what's UNLV like? Is UNLV nice? And I mean, it's got some good courses in hotel management. I think they have a good business management course there. I think they have a medical school at UNLV. It's not a bad school. I don't think it's the worst school, but I know that there's some famous alumnus that went through there, but I don't know much about the university here. I would say there's probably much better places to look for information on UNLV. The campus is nice, and they've done a lot of upgrades and built a lot of new things. It has one of the nicest gyms that anybody who lives here can go to and get a community pass to in the entire country, which is good too. But our Steve Singh says private schools are a waste of money, telling you from experience. Well, you've never gone to public school in Nevada. I mean, yeah, private schools, waste of money. Okay, that's fine. I mean, some people look at it. If you went to a public school, you sent your kids to a public school, it's possible that you were a high achiever or your kids were a high achiever, and that's fine too. I went to school in Canada, and I found that when I moved to the United States, the levels of education are slightly different. And then I would meet people that went to a charter or a private school or did homeschool that had a whole different outlook on life and seemed to have a bigger vocabulary and seemed to have, I don't know, just a different thing about them. And that's not reflective of all public school students in the United States. It just so happens that some people take on to education differently. Some children need different amounts of attention in a classroom. If your classroom is overcrowded, like most of them in Nevada are, you're not going to get that attention from the teacher. Different people learn differently. You learn different ways. You're not going to be able to have your learning needs met if you learn differently and you have a much larger class size. I mean, people automatically go, boom, yeah, private schools are better. Well, I think that, again, has a lot to do with individualized types of learning. Some people learn by reading. Some people learn by watching. Some people learn by a combination of the two. Some people learn by doing. And some people just don't learn at all. And that's just the way the world works. April says, I did some research on the educational system and found that Las Vegas rates 40th out of 50 state rating. I was hoping to teach classes at UNLV and found there was some deficiencies in the pedagogical praxis. See, April's smart, and I don't know that word, but hey, that's cool too. I'm sure that UNLV has a lot of catching up to do, though. In terms of schools, it's not the most prestigious school in the world. How are they? We're not answering that way. That's fine. This quarantine sucks. I agree with you. My brother teaches public junior high school in California. It's a huge class size there too, Bruce says. And that's very interesting, Bruce, because up until about the 1970s, California had one of the best education systems in the entire country. And then slowly but surely through the 80s and 90s, something in California happened that broke that system. And that's a stat and a fact what I just told you. Public schools dummy you down. If you want to know the truth about schools, give me a thumbs up or two if you want to know the truth about schools, okay? You want to know the truth about schools, a truth, not the truth. It's not the gospel truth. Give me 25 likes. I'll tell you something that I think about schools. My wife and I were very sick a couple of days after we got back from Vegas in December, and we both think it'd be C19. Sickest I'd ever been. I'm sorry to hear that, Terry. I think I met you on that trip in December. I hope I didn't pass it on to you. Boom, that would be terrible. I'm in detox, Razor. I'm actually off of caffeine for the first time in a long time, 10 years. Okerlund, thank you guys, Okerlund. Guys, I need 448 likes for Okerlund. And I need some more likes if I can tell you something about schools that people won't think about, but you should think about it. And it's not bad. It's just a school of thought. Ha ha. See what I did there? I am so funny. Tell me I'm in education for 20 plus years. All right. No, I'm going to offend people like Andrew Perez, and it's not intentionally to do so because you're not part of it. Okay, Andrew, you've been only there for 20 plus years. But if you look at the way we work our jobs, you show up to work at a specific time, you go to a specific position, and then you work a shift, and then you have a lunch break, and then you have a shorter break, and then you work your shift, and then you go home. Schools are set up in a very similar fashion. And some people, this is just what I've heard. Some people would argue that schools are set up to train people to go into production from back in the day, or go into the workforce and teach them how to assimilate into a workforce so we have labor and we have people that are working in the workforce. And then the school also has a level of management. You have the teacher, then you have a vice principal, then you have a principal, then you have a dean, all the way up in the college system and so on and so forth. So school is almost very much set up so children learn how to fall into society, and that's not a bad thing. What is a bad thing is, when schools decide that they want to teach a certain doctrine or that they want to teach a revisionist history, but that's not always a bad thing either. Sometimes we have to look at history a little bit differently. That's what we have to do. Big Iron, people were sick in February. No one knew about it. People are not sick anymore. Well, yes, actually, a lot of people are sick, Nexus. There's a lot of people that are still sick. So we don't want to be saying that people aren't sick anymore because that's not actually true. I mean, I know somebody that has this thing right now, and they had to go to the hospital, and they were there for a few days before they let them go home. So people are sick. By the way, Caesar CEO said that if you're a certain tier level, such as Platinum or Diamond, you will keep the same status until January of 2022 and 2021. It'll be easier to reach a tier level. That is good. Joanno asks, what do I do for work? Well, I work for My Vegas Magazine. I'm a 1099 employee. I'm a 1099 worker. So I make the big shots, stand up and listen. I don't think about that. I don't think so. But I'm a 1099 worker. I sell advertising. We do magazine, website, vehicle, those trucks that drive down the strip. We have our version that drive down the regular parts of town, and they do digital billboards. It's pretty good. Wow, look at that. Alvaro is a dog person, and he loves the cats. I love it. Schools in California are very greatly by district because of funding rules. Isn't that strange, right? So, when it comes right down to it, I think it's very interesting to take a look at, what is going on in Las Vegas. As we're going to have a giant budget shortfall in Las Vegas. We're going to have a giant budget shortfall. We're going to have huge amounts of no funding for anything. In California, they're dealing with this by giving a reduction to a lot of their police and stuff like that, and their state workers are seeing huge reductions in pay to try to fill a pay gap, like a reduction in wage, because they're not going to have money to fund anybody. It's a monthly mag. No, Paul, it's actually quarterly. They do it every quarter. It goes out to all over Las Vegas. It's a free magazine, and we cater to, it's a lifestyle magazine. It's a big old thick 200-page magazine. We do different stories on things, and the best places to eat, new restaurants opening up, all that kind of cool stuff. It's pretty good. Steven shows a real Vegas. If every casino in Vegas closed, would you leave? Flex Stream. I mean, I don't know. Would anybody stay here? I'd probably create some kind of business for myself if everything closed. Or I'd start talking about more stuff on YouTube and see if this personality would carry over. Maybe it would. Who knows? I live in Southern Highlands, and I have yet to see anyone wearing masks. Are they required in Vegas? So much misinformation. They're not required by you, but if you're in a store, they're required. If you're in a store, you're working in the shop, you have to wear a mask. There's no way about it. No way to not wear a mask. So that is what that is. Everybody follow me. I'm about to hit the like button, John says. So everybody hit the like button like John, okay? Steven shows you why you should not leave Las Vegas. I don't think they can mandate a mask. Well, actually, Maestro McFly, there's a lot of jurisdictions that have tried to do just that. And they've tried to actually issue citations to people for not wearing masks. But they can mandate the masks in the businesses. And even today in his live stream, Sisolak came out and said, we're going to start putting the division of business people and the police are going to check on businesses. And we're going to be cracking down on those who are not doing the right things and keeping the people out of their shops and keeping it minimal and all that kind of stuff. In Cali, they enforce it. Well, there you go. There you go. So many woke citizens. I'll stick with the science, Ray says. You know, Ray, and it is science, man. It is science, but you can spin the science either way. Somebody once in my comments told me that this has a 10% death rate. 10% death rate? How are you telling me it has a 10% death rate? In what country is this having a 10% death rate? California has income tax. Nevada and Florida both have no state income tax. He means state tax because we have income tax here, but we don't have personal state tax. Neither does Florida. And they are hurt much more by the virus. This is true. I mean, everybody living here, you're not paying any state taxes. There's a rumor that they might start charging state taxes in Nevada, but we'll see how that goes. 225 likes would be nice. It's a slow Friday, and I think from now on I might take Friday nights off just to let you know, because Fridays are always a little low in here, and I get my regulars, but sometimes by Friday I don't have things to say, and I want to recharge, so I have good things to say on a Saturday. Science is science. It doesn't care about opinion. Not trying to be argumentative, just tired of all the tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. There you go. Woo, hello from the north side. A bowl full of pancakes. I've never had a bowl full of pancakes. Ooh, Orkeland, thank you so much. Get out and enjoy your life. Don't be a sheep, he says. Guys, do the sensible thing, you know. Go out there. If you feel like you should wear a mask, wear a mask. If you feel like you want to wear hand sanitizer and walk around with it all over you like sunscreen, do that, I guess. Vegas is the best in the 60s and the 70s. Yeah, that's a lot of people think that. My era was more the 90s to the early 2000s. They put a lot of 5G all over Vegas, Roland says. If you look at those 5G maps, they're not even turned on. Ray Witten says a sheep is a YouTube researcher. I wonder if Ray's referring to me at this point, because maybe he is, and these are all just a bunch of little punches in my face that I'm not even detecting. Kelly better not ask for more federal stimulus. You know, it's tough because a lot of states are hurting right now. Their people are hurting. They don't know what to do. And, you know, it seems like there's so much money to go around, but the truth of the matter is you gotta make things to make money happen. I wouldn't mind us Uber and Lyft drivers start our own type of fund out here in Vegas so that when the next pandemic hits, we won't have to wait for 2 months to get any type of help. Yeah, that sucks, man. Oh, Jason M., here's a topic for a minute. Do you think this virus will cause the housing market to crash again? I'll tell you this much. If you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, Ray Witten says no. That's cool. That's cool, Ray. You good. Jason says, will it cause the housing market to crash? Well, put it this way. The house we wanted to buy, but we couldn't get our stuff together to buy it, we were forced to move out of. If you've been watching the channel, you've seen that. And so then we ended up, I was watching the property. They wanted $335,000. Now they want $315,000. And it's been on the market for nearly 90 days. Housing is down 30% in terms of sales. Not in terms of prices necessarily, but in terms of sales, people are buying 30% less houses. What's up, Dawson Provence? Nice to see you in the chat again. Nevada, heard Nevada had several earthquakes today. They were 188 miles away from Las Vegas in a town called Tonopah. Tonopah is on the 95. It's a nice little sleepy kind of old mining town. I've been there a few times. It's a beautiful place and I love it. Thank you, Wall Street. You're awesome. Irving says I should do a walking around Vegas video on Fridays. I can do that if you guys want to see that. We'll poll the channel. Steven, did you feel the earthquake? No, we didn't. And it wasn't really around Area 51. It was around Tonopah. That's this way, and Area 51 is that way. But I know it wasn't big enough to feel it down here. Plus, it was at 4:50 in the morning when most people were not awake. Whoa, Paul T. Is UNLV the only university in NV? You have the University of Phoenix. And just kidding, man. Grand Canyon University. Those are not well, maybe they're universities. I have no idea. But thank you, Paul. Thank him 542. Well, it's 524 times. Yeah, I mean, in terms of post-secondary, there is the College of Southern Nevada, formerly the Community College of Southern Nevada, and they dropped community, I guess, because people think it's less prestigious or something. And that's the only other one is is University of Nevada, Las Vegas. The UNR is obviously University of Nevada, Reno. And I think that, you know, UNLV probably gets less of a good rap than it should have. I know some graduates from UNLV that have gone on to do very successful things. You know, we don't have much sports. You know, there's no football team or basketball. We used to have a good basketball team. Wish I had the money to buy a condo in Las Vegas in 2010. They were going for $20K, where now the same ones are going for $150. You think that's something? Check this out. I was looking around on Zillow in my old neighborhood. There was a house up there. Well, I'm very fidgety. There was a house out there that was selling for $160,000 in 2009, and then when it sold again in 2017, it was selling for $480,000. Can you believe that? That is nuts. Will Vegas shut down again if the corona numbers go up after reopening? I mean, it's up to Steve Sisolak. When did it ever become up to the governors? We got to do what maybe Wisconsin did and just like Supreme Court of Nevada challenge this thing. We might actually win. I mean, I don't think it'll be that bad, Johnny O. And the trick is, I think most people in Nevada have already had some variant of this because of all the people that come here, and we just didn't know that we have it. Did you ever want to do a college program? I did. I want to do a lot of stuff. Whoa, my man Rich is here. You deserve at least one night off per week. I watch less TV because I'm busy enjoying your live sessions. Do a vid at the Las Vegas wetlands. Oh, I've always wanted to go out there, man. That would be very nice. That's on the east side of town. Thank you, Rich. Thank you 517 times to Rich. Orange juice plus a packet of emergency makes for a healthy drink. What you drinking to stay healthy? No more caffeine, just water, 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 water. I might get me like a diet Sprite because I want something sweet. Oh man, everyone should type Bill Gates event 201. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to get me in trouble with the YouTube algorithm. It is peaceful there, man. You know what? Well, I like Sunset Park, even though it's less far away, but we got Sunset Park out there. Storm the officials and demand freedom. Yeah, we'll be like Braveheart, you know. Every man lives, but not every man dies. Or every man dies, but not every man lives. They're zombies. The easiest way to kick an addiction is to not start in the first place, NA says. Thanks, NA. That is the more you know, like with the star. But you're over in Europe and you're not sure what I'm talking about. Look it up, The More You Know. It's a meme that came from the 80s and the 90s from television. I'll be back, Rich says, in 2021. Steve Miller tells me to stay away from carbonated drinks. Hope you're having a good evening, Steve. I am Melissa. Check out Zero Water, no calories, and sweet to drink. It's got stevia, I think. Which sounds like my name, so I should be like a spokesperson for stevia. Have I tried Egg Slut? I have. They're very good. They're very, very over... I don't want to say they're overrated, but when I see like 50 people in line for an egg sandwich, I'm going, what? Where'd you get your info from? Shaolin Nomad. You have the best name, man. You need to start a YouTube channel, dude. You would kill it. Hi, Stephanie Trump. Where did I get my info from? I read a lot. I have books on Las Vegas, and I read the Wikipedia, and I read history on wherever I live. I've always kind of done that. I know a little bit about everywhere I've ever gone. Oh, Stevia sounds like a gay version of your name. Ha! And let's see. Is Pawn Stars on the strip store closed? I know the pawn shop would be open. They are legally open to work as a pawn shop. All the pawn shops are still open. Why does regular, normal, ordinary water get such a bad rap? 70% of your water... Well, because regular, ordinary water can't be marketed and marked up to a certain point. I mean, like Fiji did it. Perrier did it. Perrier is not even good for you because it comes from a source that has lots of heavy metals in it. But hey, the French were good at marketing Perrier. Evian water, carbonated water, they did it. But, you know, water is a precious resource. It's really good for you. Let's see here. Order morning room service. There you go. Headache with no coffee for 6 hours. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll have a headache for the next 3 days, and that'll be fun. Johnny O asks, what made me move to Vegas? I moved to Vegas because I was working in San Diego, and my wife was here, and I kept coming here, and then we just decided it was time to stay together. Pick 3 wants thoughts on Christopher Mitchell. I can't give thoughts because I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Not Botox, DETOX from Caffeine. Avion backwards is naive. Ha, that's funny. Easy effing money. I like your name. Minerals are good for you, Hunter, but not the kind of minerals in there. They actually have like things that are detrimental to your body. Dawson Provence, thank you so much. Guys, 538 thank yous to Dawson. That's awesome, generous. Is the Sahara Desert, is it in the Sahara Desert, is it illegal to deny? It is illegal to deny water to a stranger. That is very interesting. I don't think we have any kind of a law like that here. Steven, you're the best. I appreciate your live streams, and they're very informative. Stephen Campbell, nobody knows Vegas better. Thank you, guys. Coca-Cola and Nestle bottle mountain water from BC for free, then mark it way up. You think that's something? Coca-Cola makes Dasani, and Dasani in the United Kingdom comes from the faucet, and it's a reverse osmosis. So they're selling water that comes out of the tap. And there's a YouTube video about that with about 1 billion views. How many times have you moved in Las Vegas? Way too many times, Paul. This has to be our last move until we actually buy a house together. It's been way too many times. I don't even want to go over it because I feel really bad about it. It's not good. Susan says, I'm not going to be downer. Do you know if the new Target is open on the Strip? Oh, no. No way. Nothing on the Strip would open at this point. It wouldn't make sense for Target to put those kind of resources there, especially when they're having a hard time with all their other stores. You cannot get your... I think I know the name Christopher Mitchell now. You cannot get things at Target properly. I have to look up Christopher Mitchell now just real quick because I think I know a story about that person, so let me do that for a fast. Christopher Mitchell. It might not be the person I know. This says it's dead. Oh, Christopher Mitchell died. It said he was a British actor. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, is he a YouTuber? I don't know, guys. I don't want to talk negatively about other YouTubers. That's not really cool. Mikey E joined Patreon. Glad to be a part of the channel. Thank you for joining the Patreon, guys. I also have all the merchandise that I could throw into the live stream and be really obnoxious with. Nestle is a huge company. There are so many mega corporations out there, guys. It would blow your mind. Christopher Mitchell sells gambling systems. Well, anybody who tells you they can get rich off of gambling, you should tell them to run in the opposite. You just run away from them. You know, that is what it is, right? Oh my goodness. $42 at the Aria for room service salad. Not anymore. Well, it might be. Whoa, Co-Power 777. You are new around here. Thank you so much for that. Your thoughts on Wynn Resorts terminating employees if untested. Mandatory C-19 testing. Is this behavior from companies good to fire employees for not testing after this mandatory vaccination next? Well, okay. Here's the deal. Oh, gosh. Thank you, guys. Thank him 549 times. Okay, let me be frank with you, okay? Have any of you guys ever known anybody who works as a private contractor for the Department of Defense? Okay, so you're a private contractor. You work for the Department of Defense. And there's different levels of clearance you can get, right? The top level is called Q-level clearance. That's a real thing. Yes, you can type in QAnon into Google and get a bunch of conspiracy theories about things, but Q-level clearance is a real clearance level. That's the top level. That's where you're like Bob Lazar's of the world, or the guy that works in the Oval Office, but he's not part of the administration, has to have that level of clearance. So if you have that level of clearance, or any level of clearance, it's going to be in your work contract that if they want to give you background checks every 6 months or every 2 weeks for that matter, you have to allow them to be able to do it. You can't deny those background checks. And if you deny the background checks, then you can go find another job somewhere. That being said, private companies have every right to do that kind of stuff. I mean, the Wynn was big for testing for... I don't want to say the word because YouTube doesn't like us using that. You know, those things that used to be illegal here, the leaves of 3, they come out of dispensaries. They used to test religiously for that, and then some of the companies in Nevada started opening up and saying we're not going to like deny you employment for that. And then Steve Sisolak's administration passed laws that said that you can't deny employment for that unless you're, you know, a first responder. I got a little bit of brain fog. Unless you're a first responder or unless you're, you know, you do transportation for a living. So they can do whatever they want as an employer. Now, if you're a current employee, I would like to see a grandfathered in clause. I'm not surprised that they're doing that. I actually had that idea some time ago, but I didn't say it publicly because I think that would make people a little frustrated. Paul, what would my book be about? I want to know. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that's tough, isn't it? Because if Wynn does it and they get away with it, all the other casino companies will do it. But at the same time, as a guest to come to Las Vegas, would you like to know that everybody working in the casino has been tested for antibodies? That would be something that would be good, I guess, from a guest perspective going into the hotel. So coming right down to it, if you work at the Gucci store or you work at a place that sells incredibly expensive items and things, and they say that we have the right for our security to check your bag when you leave, and if you don't want to have us check your bag, you don't have to work for us anymore. That is what it is. I mean, you know, you're asking people to take a test. You're not asking them to get a vaccination. They're not saying you have to get a vaccination to work for us. We're asking to take something out of you to see if you have something, not put something into you to make sure you don't have something. I almost missed you tonight, buddy. What time did I miss? Opening date yet? No. But everybody seems to think it's June 22nd because another YouTuber said it. But I'm telling everybody the same thing. We don't know the date. The governor has to say the date. When the governor doesn't say the date, we don't know the date. So in essence, if I go to Vegas when it opens, I'm paying to stay in a room and get takeout. I don't think that Vegas is going to open without the casinos open. And everybody's calling the companies and they're asking if they're going to be open. Now, of course, the company is going to say, yeah, we'll be open. Book your room. We want your money. They just want to get as many reservations as they can. It's like, look, if you call me and I'm on a sales call and and you ask me if I can get something done and I know I can't get it done, I'm going to say, probably not, but I'll find out what I can do, or I'll say something to that effect. But if there's a question and I know it's a yes, I'm going to emphatically answer you, yes, of course. I'm going to do that. But you know what? Your book should be about humanity and where it has been and where it is headed. I'm not that deep. My God, you guys think more of me than I think I do. Well, I'm going to go there and take pictures. I'm staying with a friend in Henderson and go fishing at Lake Mead. You'll have a great time. It's not going to be June 1st. I know that much. I mean, it's already June 15th, or June 15th, it's May 15th. I don't think it'd be June 1st. That's the unfortunate part all about it. I think realistically, guys, we're looking at somewhere in the first or second week of June. That's what I think. And, you know, yeah, so Brian thinks he might extend phase 1 by 2 weeks, which would push us into June 9th, which is what I just said. They're probably taking the reservations to get a feel of how many people will be coming back. That's another good thing you could do, Christy. I mean, you could give them a reservation guarantee that even up to 24 hours in advance will refund you, no fees, no none of that, no. And you could do that to get an idea of what it's going to be like when they come back. I got my reservations for the end of August. Very nice. Pre-sell them, then defer the date if it opens later. Yeah, I mean, that way you have people that you could always say, look, you know what, we can always bump your reservation and offer you a free widget. What's a widget? It's a fictional thing. It doesn't matter. That's from a movie. What's the water level like at Lake Mead during COVID-19? The same way it was before, Paul. Nothing really changes at Lake Mead. It takes a lot to change Lake Mead. Shuffle up and deal. Shuffle up and deal. What would you like me to deal, baby? I can deal Go Fish. Thank you, MM. Thank MM 551 times, guys. I appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry if you guys feel I'm not on my game tonight. Seems like Friday night's a good night for you guys to maybe not see me as much. Oh, my goodness. Because I want you guys to get the best of me. And I deserve the best of me to give to you. 50% of Vegas casinos will go out of business in 5 months. Well, there you have it. Flex Extreme says, we're all done for. It's going to be over with. It's all ending. That's it. And by the way, 2 million people are going to die of coronavirus in the United States. And by the way, the world's going to end because of Ebola virus. And by the way, Zika is going to kill everybody. And by the way, SARS is going to end the world. And by the way, we're going into an ice age, is what they said in the 60s. Wow. So many people. He only does it for the money. Look at the screen. Scotty, boy, you are wonderful and you are gone. Steven, what is your only one guilty pleasure? Hard liquor, fried food, candy, ice cream, man. I love me some ice cream. Ice cream is the best thing ever. Oh, I like peppermint ice cream. Although lately I just haven't had much of a craving in it. It's so interesting to keep up with you and see, and see how it changes not just Vegas to the world by the end of the year. It is one day at a time. Cats are here. The cats were here a little bit earlier. By the way, Elvis is alive. I know he's alive. Yeah, look, we're so screwed because that guy said we're screwed. Friday night is a good night. Friday night's all right for fighting. You got to get a little action in. It's quoting an Elton John song. I wish I would have seen Elton John perform here. I mean, it seems crazy, but I love Rocky Road. That's a Weird Al song. And I did meet Weird Al, and I do have a photo of it. I found my photo. It was on my Facebook. I'll bet we will be so tight. Slots will be so tight when they first open. They probably will be as tight as they've always been. With so many people indicating they can't wait to get an LV, how can anyone say LV is dead, Rich? Well, we talked about that on the channel. We talked about things that are just negative Vegas haters. Scott's story was obviously one of those Vegas haters. I think Flexstream is a Vegas hater. Look, you might not be a Vegas hater, but when you repeatedly tell everybody how Vegas is done for over and over and over again, and you disrupt people who want to be positive about Las Vegas, you're doing it to get a rise out of people, and that's just what you're doing. And they try to get a rise out of me, and sometimes they do, and that sucks. It is what it is. But I'm not going to let them get to me. And I don't do this for the money, and you guys know that. I make my videos every day, and I do my live streams every day because it, quite frankly, makes me smile. I like it. Connie, where did you see Elton John perform? Which venue? Was it here at Caesar's Palace, or did you see him somewhere else? I did see... when I was at the Hard Rock, they had his get-up from when he was at Dodger Stadium, and it was so sparkly, man. I was impressed. Well, all the beverages and the thing, no, all the beverages, nothing is self-serve anymore, man. If you're running at altitude, if you take a look at what the Wins plan was, nothing was self-service. Everything was individually wrapped. They don't have any more fountains, nothing like that. It was just crazy. I'm the only one who excited about 5-6 person max at craps and 4 persons at poker. Probably a lot of people are upset about the poker deal. They say it's not a really good deal. They don't want to play 4-hand poker, as it's called. I don't know anything about poker. I know it's a game for people who are smart and can make good strategic decisions and get a little bit of luck mixed in with that. And they say it's not as fun, but I think people will have fun playing it because they haven't played it for months on end. I saw not the Tina Turner and Thomas and Mack at the turn of the century, Rich says. Wow, that must have been a fun show to see 2 icons on stage at one time. That would have been awesome. You had to saw them at the Coliseum, Ernie says. Great. What kind of shows have you guys seen? Why don't you sound off on the shows that you guys have seen here? We don't need Las Vegas because we can gamble at home, drink at home, eat a nice meal at home, but it lacks the human connection that cannot be replaced. Plus, William, you don't have a giant replica of the Statue of Liberty or the Eiffel Tower in your house. That's one thing you don't have. Steve, Giraldi ice cream on the walk by the link. I will go crazy, absolutely. We saw Elton John at Caesars, not a bad seat in the house. Well, that's the way they built it. Guar, we saw Guar. Wow, I don't know if Guar is still playing. I guess Guar could play forever because they wear all that makeup and armor. Nobody would know if his original members. Moody Blues at the Paris was amazing. Wisconsin, there you go. We got a lot of different things. We got Iron Maiden. Very nice, man. Very nice. I would like to see a comeback of the old reel slots. That would be very fun. And what do we got? Oh, geez. My goodness, Uncle Black. You were late today earlier. You are very generous, guys. Thank Uncle Black 556 times. I love you guys for coming in and being so nice to me. And I appreciate it. So we're going to have to make sure that we keep this chat positive. I had some really good advice, some really good people. One of them, really good person here on the chats, said she was sorry to see the trolls. And then she told me this awesome story. Oh my gosh. Look at this, guys. I got another one. Come here. You want to come up and say hi to the camera? You want to give me an itchy face, baby. But I love ya. It's domino time. Oh my gosh. Look at this. The likes aren't matching up with the amount of people watching, Natalie says. They never do, but I appreciate every like. What? You gonna yell? Yell at the people. Don't yell at me. Tell them you're hungry, not me. I don't got any food for you right now. That's my baby. He's Domino. Oh, you're so loud for an old one. That's what we call cantankerousness. No, baby. Oh, it's got the magnet face. This cat has a magnet in its head. I remember what people said about LV would die when the shows moved to Branson. Vegas is still alive. They said Vegas would die when Atlantic City opened up. Vegas is still alive, baby. Wow. Aw, cute cat. I'm a cat lover. Domino, because he's got the domino spots on the back, if you guys can see that there. That's why I love Four Queens. Has some good older reel machines that keep you playing a long time. Oh, you stop. You smell like cat food. My cat's breath smells like cat food. That's a TV reference. Meow. Online poker. Domino rules. Domino has the best eyes and headbutts. Stop being ornery, buddy. You want to leave, you want to go. There you go. Oh, I love my little cats, man. You guys are great. Oh. Headbutt. Okay, back to the chat. I haven't been to Atlantic City yet, but I looked it up, and I think both options, either coast, have something of their own kind. They certainly do. You can go to a real beach in Atlantic City. You guys can see a good show in AC. You're close to New York City. You can always go over into New York. I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to go to AC as well. Vegas has something special. I know some people are endeared to Atlantic City as well. You know what I mean, guys? That is a daddy I need life from you. I need love from you now. He wants food from me now, but he's a good cat. When he wants just to hang out, when I sleep at night, he crawls up with me and he puts me to sleep, and then he moves away and goes back to whatever do cat stuff. You want to go? You want to go? You want to leave? Oh, more headbutts. There it is. Hello, Maestro McFly. How you doing? I've seen you in the chat here. I appreciate you being here. Any word on when MGM Grand will be opening and the pool's opening and opening? I think the pools will open when the hotels open, honestly. I really do. Tell Domino I said meow. Albert Sancho says meow. Give him a headbutt. There it is. Very nice. Very nice. Domino purrs, but you can't hear him. You just hear him yelling. Oh, you're so loud. Okay, I'm going to let you go. You go have fun. Oh, you're so loud. Okay. And he can't get down on his own because he's got a little wobbliness. The vet think he had a stroke a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Thank you to my awesome moderators. You guys are the eye. You guys are the bell of the ball. You guys are the apple of my eye. I got no food. Go talk to mom. And he is adorable. He is about 16, maybe 17 years old. Ancito Pontias. And he makes me have hair on my face, so I scratch. Any news about Cosmo? Now, the last stupid, crazy rumor that people are spreading is that it's going to be the new Hard Rock. They're going to sell it, but I don't think that's going to happen. That just doesn't make sense to me. Cosmopolitan, I haven't heard anything about them. They're going to open when they're going to open, but they haven't been in the news. Baby, we are still booked for May 25th. Well, Jim, oh, I hope you have fun in Vegas. There's a lot of things to do. It's going to be a different experience if you come here and the casinos aren't open. It'll always be the party capital of the world. Not one city can compare to it. Simple man, simple life. I mean, people like different cities for different reasons, right? Why don't casino owners put pressure on the governor? Oh, Kokomo, they have. I mean, you had the CEO. You done yet? Okay. You had the CEO, I think, of Wynn. And I think he was up with Donald Trump talking about it, and then Trump calls Sisolak, and they put pressure, but they can only go so far. They can only go so far. Well, when is Tom Jones coming back to MGM? I would love to see Tom Jones. We saw Engelbert at the Orleans, but Tom Jones would be a good high energy show. He is awesome. Did you see? Yes, Damien, I talked about the Rampart on the videos. I talked about how they did that. Sherry Johnson, thank you so much, Sherry. 555 likes for Sherry. That is awesome. Anthony likes the hat. Thank you. I don't have enough Golden Knights gear. I have this one here, but I try not to wear this one as much because this is a one-off. You're not going to get another one like this. So I do not wear this out in the summer, only in the winter time. I got only 2 Knights hats. No, I got 3. But the other one is a one-off too, so I need some more Knights gear whenever I can see a special. Maybe if the hockey season ever fires up again, they'll do some specials. Oh, I got a cat here in my mouth. Honestly, my goodness, guys. Yo, Sherry, thank you so much, Sherry. You're awesome. And thank you so much to all of the rock stars who have been here, guys. You guys are great. Who do we got? We got Vegas Mooch, Herbert Daughtry, Brianna, Drag Queen Slots, Jason M, Okerlund, Jason M, Paul T, Rich Leggett, Dawson, Provence, Co-Power, 777, MM804, Uncle Black, and Sherry. It will be a while when the Knights return to the Western Conference Finals. Yes, William. No, I don't know. It could be if they do a playoff round. Who knows? If they do the playoffs, if they cancel the season this year. Where is the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame located? I want to say it's in Lake Placid, New York, but I could be completely wrong. I know the Hockey Hall of Fame, the only one that really matters, that was a joke, is in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm okay with 112 degrees, so August or July will be okay. And you're not in it that long, trust me. Trust me. George Carlin was great. That is some old school stuff. Did I feel the earthquake? I certainly didn't. You need a fan to get the cat hair off your face. I have a ceiling fan going. I'm in Lone Mountain. That is so cool, Noid. I appreciate you being here. Okay. My wife took the cat away. That was nice. Nice to have a good chance if they still have the same goalie. Oh, we have Fleury for life, baby. We also had Robin Leneros from the Blackhawks, but he was a rental. Walk past Del Frisco's Steakhouse and Tacos and Beer on Paradise. Pent up demand. People are out, my friends. There was an earthquake, Natalie, 6.4 on the Richter scale, up in Tonopah, 200 miles from here. Steven, have you ever been to Count's Customs? I have not. I've always wanted to go. Maybe we'll do a meetup there someday. And it will be a while for the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. Oh, that hurts me. I would love to see the Raiders win. Blackstone owns Cosmo. Any thoughts on Blackstone's relationship with MGM and the possibility of MGM running the Cosmo? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think... I'd have to double check, but I don't think Blackstone runs the Cosmo. I think they have a management company that already does that for them, but I don't know who the gaming license belongs to there, to be honest for you. Ricky is hungry for hot wings. We had hot wings and wedge fries yesterday, and it was delicious, as they say. Do you remember when the Kings lost to Montreal? Awesome, awesome series. Was that 90 something? Cool, Mark. Jacob is live now, so you guys can go check out Jacob if you guys want to. Oh, wow. Everybody's telling me that he's live now. Cool. So with that, guys, I'm better just let you go and do your thing. So, guys, thanks for watching the live stream tonight, I suppose. You guys are going to go and, so there you go. Everybody's leaving. So I'm going to get out of here. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for being with me tonight. I want you guys to know I'm going to make videos, even though I'm feeling like absolute garbage today. And it was nice having you guys in the stream. Thank you, everybody who came along for the fun tonight. We got 514 people here. You guys are great. Well, it's okay. I mean, look, Jacob came on and my people are leaving and I don't want to step on his toes. So everybody loves Jacob and you guys can go do that. All right, guys, bye. Get some rest. I appreciate it. You guys are good. Hey, Steve, it's not... TI is booking this weekend. I would be surprised if they were actually open. That would be crazy. Yep. Hope you feel better soon. I'll feel great, my man. I'll feel great. And you guys are great. Peyton, greatest football player. You guys are good. I'm more exciting, but Jacob's going to be walking around somewhere, so you'll actually get to see something. It's just me on a camera with my paper flower walls and my cats. Someone hit the like button twice. I can't do it. That's fair enough. There you go. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. I'm going to go and end it out in just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds at the 60-minute mark. If you guys, your content is, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's on the strip. Of course he is. Yes, you guys are wonderful. Not leaving Steven's live stream, Mark says. Yeah, there you go, guys. Oh, man, it's been a wonderful, wonderful week that you guys have been here for me. I'm sorry that I missed last Saturday or Sunday night. I had some significant issues come up, and I just couldn't bring myself to live stream. It was, it's been a rough week, but you guys have been awesome, and I appreciate all of your support. So that's all you guys need to know. And the ugly old fat man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll be here as long as you are here. You guys are great. I appreciate y'all being here. There's not much else that I can talk about right now because if I keep you guys here, I'm wasting your time, and I don't want to do that to you guys. You guys are all good people for being here. Okay, Jacob is great at what he does. He does those live streams on the Strip. You guys have a good one, guys. It's going to be a great week next week. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. And we're going to talk about lots of good Vegas stuff. Irving asks, if I golf, I can drive a golf ball, but I can't make it straight. I'm pretty good at that. I guess I will post on a vid so you will see it, KT says. I'm sorry if I missed you, KT. I get a lot of chats in here. I really apologize. You can email me. You can use KT. Use the email that's on your screen. You can see it up there right now, and I'll be happy to reply to you. You guys will be great, and you guys are wonderful. Don't make me watch TV with my husband. I'm going to go watch TV with my wife, and she's making some face masks to send out. And Connie, we still owe you some masks, and you are awesome too. All right, guys. Peace till tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go to the Strip tomorrow night. I'm going to live stream from the Strip because I haven't been there in a long time. Night from everybody. You guys have a great time. Thank you guys so much. Clueless. I appreciate your email that you sent me today. You were very, very awesome and wonderful in that email. And you were inspirational to say that you can feel my pain on some of these things. No, it's just that I only do an hour anyways. So I just want you guys to have other options too. And you guys are great. So I'll be on the Strip tomorrow. You guys are awesome. We got to click out of here in 15 seconds, so got to count down. Will there be tours going to the Grand Canyon? The Maverick helicopter is open on May 22nd. That's a helicopter. It's pretty expensive. I don't know about them bus tours. Let us decide if you're done, I says. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being with me today. We're going to say 3, 2, 1, and you guys got to go, and I got to go, and everybody got to go. 3, 2, 1, and click.